music means it's odds and ends time. Coming up in about 15 minutes, Brian Baldinger going to join us for Behind Enemy Lines, brought to you by Monster Brewing. So we'll get his thoughts on how to slow down Max Crosby and Brock Bowers. Also interested in his thoughts on the Steelers quarterback situation and running game, Dorin. Baldy going to join us.
Yes.
But that's later. Now, it's your show, buddy. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Oh, yeah.
Steelers, Raiders, another historical matchup. Back-to-back weeks. Wow. Steelers, Cowboys, not Steelers, Raiders. Well, Vegas Raiders, so it's different.
Yeah, a little different.
Right. Justin Fields, Crowley. Since Callis doesn't like to participate, so Crowley, it's you and I.
What? Whoa.
Justin Fields, over-under, 174.5 passing yards.
For his sake, it better be over. It better be over. I don't think it's going to be, though. I want to see them sling it all over the place. I want this to be the sink or swim game for Justin Fields. Either throw it all over the place and look real good doing it, or fall on your face. But I think they're going to do the whole, he'll throw it 20 times for like 150 yards, run the ball for like 30, one rushing touchdown, one passing touchdown. I'm going to go begrudgingly under on that.
You're going to go under 174.5?
I am.
Really?
Yeah.
So his number's been around like 186, and he's hit that. I don't know. He didn't hit that last game, but the 2 games before that, he did hit that. I think he has to hit over 174.5.
You know, the other thing that gives me pause? Like, if he's slowly approaching that number and it's not looking good, he might only play half the game.
Oh, that's a good point. I'm going to go over. I think he hits that. Jeez, man, that's low. This is also low, but higher than Fields. Aiden O'Connell, 181.5 passing yards.
I'd be more scared if it were Gardner Minshew, though neither guy should strike fear into your heart. But that's what I said about Anthony Richardson. Bang, bang, 2 touchdowns. That's what I thought about Joe Flacco. He carved him up. Dak Prescott, they go for over 450. He's throwing it all over the yard. I'm going over on young Aiden O'Connell. I don't think they can run the ball on the Steelers defense, so they're going to have to throw it. He'll go over that number.
I'm going to go slightly under. I think the defense figures it out on the back end. There's no communication issues this time around. I think they get that fixed. So under 181.5 for Aiden O'Connell. Najee Harris over under 54.5 rushing yards.
Jaylen Warren could be healthy. I'd like to see him play. I think he will play. So I think there's a timeshare. I still think Najee gets the lion's share of the work. I'm going to go under, though, with more of a 50-50 split. I bet you the Steelers rush for about 110, and I think Jaylen Warren accounts for a lot of that. I'll go slightly under.
Totally agree with you. I don't think Najee gets the over of 54.5 rushing yards. He goes under. Justin Fields over under 38.5 rushing yards.
Oh, man.
I know.
If they were going to open it up on the ground for him, they would have done it last week, and they tried to. They started too early. It would make sense they do it this week because they believe in Russ, and so if he'd get hurt, you'd hand it over to the Super Bowl winner. I just don't think they're going to do it. And he'll have some scrambles in there. We see him run around more when they're trailing. I don't think they should be trailing by a lot in this game. I'm going to go about 30. So under.
Yep.
Slightly.
I was around like 31, 32 yards rushing. He hits the under. Doesn't hit the over, but he does get some decent yards rushing. Okay, we both think that Jaylen Warren is going to play in this game. Over under for Jaylen Warren, 21.5 rushing yards.
Yep. Over. Do you see the way he looks in practice?
Yeah, he looks like he's in regular form.
He looks great. He looks a lot fresher than Najee does.
Yep.
A lot quicker than Najee does. Yeah, he's going over. I think he's going to have more rushing yards than Najee does in this game.
Yep, I agree. George Pickens over under 49.5 receiving yards.
Buddy. I said Fields is going under the 174. I think a lot of that's Pickens. They'd be dumb not to try to get him the football, to try to satiate him, to try to get him on his best behavior. I think they target him early. I think they target him often. I think he goes over that mark, and he might soar past it.
We're on the same page today. He does go over 49.5 receiving yards. Patty Fry over under 31.5 receiving yards.
He got a calf.
He's got 2.
One of them's dinged up, apparently. He's going to be fine. He's going to play. God, the number's so low, but so is the output. Toughest one you've asked so far. Going under.
Going over. He's fine. He's feeling good.
Been a good teammate this week, too.
Yes, he has. He's always been really pretty good teammate. Brock Bowers over under 50.5 receiving yards.
Going over. Don't know what their plan's going to be.
Yep.
Do you love watching him?
Oh my God, I love watching.
He's a moose.
I love watching him. He's so athletic. He's just really good. Just a really good football player. He's gonna crush that over. He's gonna absolutely crush it. They're gonna have no answers for him.
His last game, his second best of his career. 9 catches, 98 yards against the Ravens, the Baltimoreans, and then 8 for 97 last week against the Broncos and a tutty. He's warming up to it.
Jaylen Warren over under 12.5 receiving yards.
Yes. Over.
I agree. He goes over. Van Jefferson over under 1.5 receptions.
I'm going under on the guy. I think Pickens is going to play like 99% of the snaps and get a vast majority of the targets. I don't know what irritates Pickens more, not getting the ball thrown in his direction or Van Jefferson doing anything of significance. So I'm going under.
I'm going over. I think he had, 3 catches against the Cowboys?
And a drop.
Yes, I think he has 2 catches in this game. Calvin Austin, the third, over under 1.5 receptions.
His biggest moment of his NFL career until this season happened with Kenny last year in Las Vegas. What was the number?
1.5.
I'll go over. He'll get 3.
Yeah. I think Fields will share the ball, but George will get the bulk of it and get it early. So I'm going to go over as well with Calvin Austin the third of 1.5 receptions. TJ Watt over under 1.5 sacks.
They got issues on their line, but here's my concern. Just shift everything you do to take him away. And I know most teams do that anyhow, but there's no Highsmith, there's no Herbig. It's Isaiah Loudermilk. It's some guy named Ade, who I call Ade, which probably isn't nice because his name is Ade. He'll get home once. I don't think he's going to wreck the game, though.
I totally agree. 1 sack for TJ Watt. Max Crosby over under 1.5 sacks.
Against Broderick Jones. Against a quarterback that's taken 13 sacks. Over.
Yes. Wow, we're really in line. I think there's like one that we're off on.
Spider-Man meme.
Who will score a touchdown for the Steelers?
George Pickens. He gets off the schneid.
Who else? Outside of George, who scores a touchdown?
Najee gets off.
Okay. I'm going to go with Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren scores a touchdown on Sunday.
Welcome back.
Last one for you. Will we see Russ at all?
No. Because they're gonna control the game enough that it won't make sense to upset the apple cart there.
And I agree with you there. I think Justin Fields plays just well enough to keep Russ off his back, but not well enough to keep Russ off his back for next week.
I'm with you.
And we see Russell Wilson next week. There you go.